going, people?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Soaps and Sass. I am Mama Sass.
And I'm Baby Sass.
Oh, boy, are we excited today.
Yes, so welcome to GH Edition.
Right.
The Nurses' Ball has finally arrived.
I still have the writers. They finally figured out it was May Sweeps. Thank you. Month is done, but thanks for showing up.
Right. Now,
what a week it was.
I was about to say, because we knew the Nurses' Ball is the time for things to pop off.
Anything can happen at the Nurses' Ball.
As they done say, and the new writers did not disappoint. Wow. We are definitely going to get into that. I can promise you. Yeah. For right now, I hand it over to Mama Sass to give the recap.
Okay, let's get into it. This week, we have a little bit of Crazy Christina.
Yay.
Christina shows up at Alexis's place, finds Rick there again, and Christina, completely forgetting the truth she wanted to make or made with Ava and Rick, immediately laces into him. Rick eventually leaves, and Alexis is like, listen, chickie, relax.
Right.
Just calm your nerves because you're out of order. And Christina wants to give her mother all the grief, and Alexis finally lets her know, you tried to kill this man. I know it, you know it, and worst of all, they know it. And Christina's like, oh, shimps. So now she's like, oh, you're the best mother in the world. I didn't know. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Will you have yourself committed, Christina? Do you now understand this is the only way to protect your little derriere?
Well,
I don't know.
I don't think so now that we have someone back on the canvas.
Yeah, I don't think so. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, she quickly changed her tune.
Very quickly.
Changed her tune.
Very quickly.
Indeed. Then we have the blackmail storyline that was ongoing with Drew and Portia. Curtis confronted Drew at the end of last week, beginning of this week. Hypothetically speaking, Drew might be blackmailing a doctor at the hospital because, hypothetically speaking, it could ruin their career. Curtis confirms to Jordan. I don't know why Jordan needs to be kept in the loop, but he does. And she was like, well, that could be problematic. Eventually, Curtis lets Portia know that he knows because she's like, what's going on, baby? You acting all sus. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, something you want to tell me? And she's like, no. You've been lying. I've been lying. Portia, girl, please. Drew is blackmailing you. Yeah, he is. So, obviously, Curtis is furious. We know Curtis does not tolerate lies or anything like that.
Nope.
He lets Portia know she's basically blown up their marriage. I'm like, Curtis, please do not go down that road again. He does call out, which is where my mind was, that if they split up, then Drew knows he's succeeded. So hopefully they will course correct. But Portia, you better be under heavy manners. That's what I know, because I don't know how you did that again.
Right? Very briefly, it's like you had this conversation with Ava. She's like, Curtis already knows what you did. You were already in the situation when it came to Trina. So really, like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Why would you just not tell him?
Exactly.
And she's like, you know, trying to justify and defend. And Curtis is like, there is no defense.
Nope.
There really isn't, Portia. I understand why you wouldn't. You know, the reason I didn't tell you is for exactly this reason. You would be mad. Well, here's a shocker. Maybe he would have been less mad hearing it from you than somebody else. Don't we always tell our kids that?
And had you told him in the beginning, because he done knew.
Right?
You know, this crisis could have been averted.
Could have been. They could have strategized together because two heads are better than one. And who knows better than a man how a man thinks? Mm-hmm. So there's that.
And then earlier in the week.
Yes. So the other thing that Drew did was when he went to visit Tracy, call a truce of some sort, or maybe put a little more pressure. I can't even remember because, you know, totally didn't care. He basically was reminding her of the deal. She's like, I'm very clear on the deal. It was like one thing. It was one item. And Drew's like, no. But I want access to the quarter main property. She's like, that's not in my control. And I'm not going to make it in my control, which is what Portia should have did. And so if you want access, go talk to the person who controls that. And he was like, okay. Tracy goes off about her business. And apparently, Drew slipped the ketamine vial that Brad had given him.
That Willow had seen.
In Tracy's car.
So I'm... Quick question. Sorry, no. Very quick question. Because Willow is aware that Tracy got arrested, right? Like, when people were muttering around the nurse's ball, they're like, did Tracy got arrested? Did you know Tracy got arrested?
Well, I didn't even say that yet to our listeners.
Oh, sorry. Tracy got arrested. I'm like, so I don't know what just happened. I'm here, but I'm not here.
Oh, apparently. But yes, that happened on the red carpet when everybody was walking in. That was one of the things that happened.
Oh, my goodness.
Tracy was talking about Sonny being a blight on society and read him out. And Chase got a call from Matt telling him to, go back on duty. And then he's like, Tracy, can I speak to you? And Tracy just wasn't paying him any mind. And he's like, no, Tracy, I really need to talk to you. And she's like, listen, I'm telling the people of Port Charles a very important message. And he's like, okay, you're under arrest. And then she was like, Shabba, key?
And the thing that really saddens me is this is basically not exactly, but pretty much what happened, or similar to what happened on Beyond the Gates when Jacob arrested Danny.
Okay, but at least here it was in the moment, not 6 days later, right?
Fair enough, but I'm just saying it was still a very public family kind of thing.
This was way more public, way more public. But it was just what was different is Brooklyn looked at Chase and was like, I know you're not crazy. I know there's a reason for it, so I'll see you later.
I'll explain when I get back.
Right? So Tracy gets hauled off. All kinds of shenanigans on the red carpet at the nurses' ball. Nina and Drew were shanghaied into co-hosting.
Oh my goodness.
We miss you, Dr. Bailey. Chandra Wilson. Sydney Valjean.
My girl, where are you? I was so excited. I was so excited to see you.
Right, but you know what? We would not have had all the sassy moments we had on the carpet.
That was the only payoff for not having Bailey. That was the only payoff.
Oh my mercy. That was ridiculous.
For those of you who, might not be aware or coming in late, the actress who plays Dr. Bailey on Grey's Anatomy, Sandra Wilson, sometimes pops in on General Hospital in these different roles. And one of her roles on General Hospital is a news anchor cast woman by the name of Sydney Valjean.
Or maybe Valjean. Who knows?
Who knows? And she's usually like the red carpet host of the nurses' ball.
Yep.
But unfortunately, she was not here this year. I don't know what was going on, but it was so disappointing. But again, the sass and the strays that were let out on the red carpet, those make up for her not being there.
Absolutely. So that's fine. Tracy's arrested. All kind of sass, all kind of digs, because Drew was on the red carpet trying to do dirt and just poking at people, and people were clapping back. And
we will give shout outs to them when we get to our categories.
Indeed. So we have the nurses' ball going on. The performances, we may talk about them. We may not. I don't know.
I don't know why you say that, because we're going to talk about them a little bit.
A little bit. Okay. So, the performances were...
Especially since one performance was very crucial in the storyline.
Well, yes, the one. I don't even know if to break it out or if we just want to talk it out.
Hold on to it for a little bit, because we still have the
custody battle.
The custody battle and adoption.
Well, this briefly. Is it. Okay, so basically, we got the payoff on both the ends. Custody storyline and the adoption storyline.
Right.
So with the custody,
so this is with Willow.
Just before the nurses' ball, Sonny met with Willow early on in the week, trying to make peace. He's like, you and I, we have cooler heads. There's got to be some way we can work this out.
Right.
And Willow whines a little bit about Carly being intractable.
And her story about going to Germany.
Right. And Sonny's like, don't even worry about that. You and I, we can figure this out. And Willow is willing to do so when Nina walks in, coming fresh from her confrontation where she and Carly had a massive smackdown.
So Nina, in her, I guess, 20-30 minute drive to the rehearsal space, has now a bruise on her cheek from her little tiff with Carly. And Willow's like, oh my God, what happened? And Nina's basically like,
Carly happened.
You're getting those kids. We are fighting for those kids. Carly's crazy. And
Willow's like, okay, gloves coming off, and she left. Sonny looks at Nina and is like, you done screwed up.
It's like, I was trying, and Nina's like, you ain't tried hard enough. I'm sorry, Sonny.
What is it they say in Hamilton, that song that we didn't get? Congratulations.
Oh my God.
Extra special kind of stupid.
Yeah, you have invented a new kind of stupid and opened all the cages in the zoo kind of stupid. Truly, you didn't think this through kind of stupid.
Basically, that's what Nina did.
Yes.
But maybe she's fallen under Drew's spell because that's what Drew has been doing all along.
I hope not, especially with the fact that she still has to remember.
The kind of stupid?
The kind of stupid, but also has to remember, my girl, you slept with Drew and you still haven't told your kid yet.
Well, hey.
And I know.
Maybe that will still come out next week because we got one more week of May.
And it's
bound. That's the one secret that hasn't popped off yet.
Right? And it's bound to be hot.
It's gotta come out. It's gotta come out.
Right? Because I'm like, you always end the sweeps on a high note, and with there being one last week, you gotta make it good so we can still feel that into June.
A little bit, yeah. It's gotta carry over.
So yes, so all that happens.
Right. So then, like I said, the nurses' ball goes on. Mm-hmm. There's a point where Jocelyn sees Willow
and goes to confront.
Willow walks off to the washroom or the ladies' room. Exactly as you said, Joss goes to confront Willow, and I can't remember who Drew tried to commission somebody to go and check on Willow for.
Yeah, it was Portia.
Oh, it was Portia. Oh,
and she's like, I am here with my husband. Is my day off from doing your bidding? No. And he's like, I just want you to go check on Willow. She's like, no. Bye.
So Joss is basically telling Willow what for. Willow's like, you know what? Just come out my face. I can't even with you. And then Drew shows up almost on cue,
knocking on the lady's door. Willow, you good? Do you need help? And then finally, through the door, I'm assuming he hears Joss because he busts in.
Yep.
Entering the ladies' room, and Joss in her sassy, it was like, Drew, this is the ladies' room. But you know what, Willow?
Sure.
Maybe you can help him find a hooker, maybe, in one of the stalls. And I was just like...
Again, all the sass.
Right.
All the sass.
And unfortunately, again, because y'all can't see us, hand to mouth in.
Oh. So that happened. So again, the nurses' ball is going on. We have the different acts. In the meantime, Gio performed, which was lovely.
Oh my goodness.
Lulu has...
So we're heading into the adoption now.
Well, kind of.
For the most part.
Sure. Okay.
For the most part.
So Lulu has no chill. She's not subtle.
No.
She's not discreet.
No.
She don't have no sense.
No.
So maybe we can make it make sense. But Lulu, if you for investigative reporter,
you are. What? In some cases, you're good. In this case, what the France are you doing? You're not subtle.
Oh my goodness, that's like when you're tailing somebody and you hiding behind a tree, and the tree is basically like a sapling, and you are Fat Albert hiding behind a sapling. Like, what, Lulu? What are you doing?
I think Lulu needs to go find Jack Brennan and get some of her own training for this, because that's the other thing I will say. Jack was nowhere to be seen this week. I'm surprised he didn't escort Carly to the nurses' ball. In all honesty, I really thought he would, but you know what? I'm kind of glad he wasn't there because it wasn't all that important. So
indeed. So that being said, yeah, Lulu is watching Lois like
a hawk. Watching her reaction is like,
holy moly!
It's like if she's watching her and Lois is just like, oh my goodness, her heart is filled with joy, and just Lois is just so is full of pride.
Even before that, right? The show was starting. They were sitting at the table. Mm-hmm. And I think Lulu was at the next table over from Lois or wherever they were.
Lulu just can't stop watching these people.
Lulu's neck was like broken. She couldn't look forward anymore. She just a hard stare at Lois.
Right. And if I was at that table, I'd be like, "Yo, why do you keep staring over at Lois? Like what? Like how no one? These people don't have eyes."
So Lulu's staring at Lois. Then, like you said, when Gia was performing, Lois was backstage in the wings on one side. I believe Lulu was at the opposite side of the
Lulu's
stage
on the other.
In the wings. Again, watching Lois, like you said, Lois is over the moon.
She couldn't have found Lois before because no one knew where Lois was. They knew she was there, but she wasn't. But they were like, "Where's Lois? Have you seen Lois? Lois
and Lulu were in the wings.
Yeah.
Perhaps at opposite side of the wings. When Gio was performing.
No, but I mean before that, because you're saying she was sitting at the table looking over at Lois, but that's not possible because no one knew where she was at the entire time.
The beginning, you know what? I'm not even going to argue with you. We still have the recordings. You can go back and watch and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Fine then.
Because you even commented on it. Why is Lulu staring so hard at Lois at the table? Because Lois was at the table sometimes, sometimes she was backstage.
Okay, this has been an event-filled week, okay?
Oh my goodness.
Cut me some slack.
No, I'm not going to cut you any slack.
Ma!
I'm going to recap.
Ma!
Oh, I'm so sorry, listeners. Cheese on bread.
I swear, Uncle Sass is gonna be listening to this and be like, what the?
Anyways, so after the performance, Lulu confronts Lois backstage.
No, she tries. No, I promise.
I'm skipping past that because it's not relevant. We only have an hour, if that. Lois is confronted by Lulu backstage. Lois is like, listen, I'm busy. And Lulu is like, listen, you are going to listen to me, and basically breaks it down for Lois, everything that she knows. And Lois is like, listen, little girl, you are playing in the wrong sandbox. Leave it alone. While all this is going down, Gio is supposed to be getting ready for his performance with Anna and Chase, who are doing the tango. Gio is playing for them, and he overhears when Lulu basically
admits.
He says, Brooklyn and Dante are Gio's parents, and you have not told Gio. And Gio slowly closes back the door and takes off. Nobody can find Gio.
Save Emma.
Emma eventually finds him, and then she sees his face, and she's like, what has happened? Because Gio really looks like his whole world has imploded, as one would.
He doesn't tell her, but he's like, you're right. They need me. But the way he's behaving is just off.
It's off. And Emma's like, listen, I can tell them you're sick. You don't need to go on. She's very clear
that something is off with Gio.
Yes.
But he's like, nope, I'll do it. So he goes.
Yes, indeed. So he gets up on stage. He starts to play and gets caught up in his thoughts. And then he says, and stops playing. And everybody's looking at him. And then Anna walks over. Is like, Gio, you good?
And then he walks to the center stage and says, everyone, there's something I want to do. And, now's the perfect time to do it. I want to dedicate this performance to my parents. And drops the bomb in front of everybody.
Yep.
Says,
Brooklyn and Dante, who gave me up for adoption.
Who didn't want
to claim me.
And
lied to me my entire life. And then smashes his violin in very dramatic fashion.
Right. And it was just like...
Boy... You know it's bad when Lucy can't recover.
Because Lucy could not recover. She didn't know what to say. She didn't know what to do. She was rambling.
Right. But
for a good 5 minutes.
I guess they eventually went to commercial for the people at home. So, cool, fine. Obviously, Gio storms out of the room.
Lois, Emma, and Brooklyn all follow.
Yeah, in various orders. People, basically the Falconeri, Corinthos.
Right.
Quartermain clan.
Right, so Sunny, Olivia, Ned all go out into the hall and they're like, what the hell just happened? Did you know about this? Cody pulls up Dante and is like, we gotta talk. Carly tells Lulu, is like, what the hell did you do? People have spread.
Ooh, the reactions
people
are
have
far
spread
and wide. In the meantime, Willow and Drew are like, oh, snap, that wasn't good. So they try to make peace, just going back to the custody storyline. They try to make peace with Carly and say, listen, there's got to be a better way to handle this. We would like to come to a compromise. They propose some nonsense about every other weekend and 2 weeks in summer that Michael could have custody.
Especially Carly with them possibly moving to D.C.
Carly tells him to get stuffed. Okay, cool, fine. And I'm going to put a pause there, and we are going to jump over to the police station because, like I said earlier, Tracy got arrested.
She did.
Jason comes to bail her out, but I guess the charges got dropped because Jason didn't have to post bail, but he gets a phone call while he's there.
Yep.
So he's like, Tracy, you got to find your way home, and Jason takes off.
We assume it's Sunny telling Jason about the madness that just happened at the nurses' ball.
So then we pop back to the nurses' ball. The kids are performing. So, they're closing off the night, which is a whole other thing that we're going to talk about. But the kids are performing, and the kids is
Donna,
James,
Wiley, James, Scout, and Georgie. And they're performing as best they can. That's all I'll say.
And so they come, like I said, it's the last performance of the night. They end the song. Everybody's cheering for the kids. The kids are so cute. And Wiley looks up and then he's like, Daddy! Oh, boy.
The looks on people's faces.
Woo,
because you see, earlier, when Willow had arrived to the red carpet, she had walked over to Drew and placed a big one on him. Then we are panned to an airplane and a hand holding an iPad watching the disgusting couple smooch. And you could only assume and extrapolate the identity of said mysterious figure to be Michael Corinthos III.
MC3's back in the house.
And let me just say, from what we got at the end of Friday's episode was a face, a brief line, and an exit. So we haven't had the chance to fully judge this new Michael, but so far, he's got my vote.
Sure. And
Only because
he took up his son. He took up his son and said, "We're going home," and he left.
Looked at his ex, looked at his wife, looked at his family, and said, "We out." And he went out.
Absolutely. So you know what? I'm going to end the recap there. I think that covered
As you
all
should.
the highlights.
As you should.
Let's break it down.
All right. Let's go categories, shall we?
Oh, you want to go categories? Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. So first we have what had me hot. For me, again, having Dr. Bailey, or for GHP fans, Sydney Valjean, upon the red carpet, because I was so looking forward to having her, but I will let that slide because of the sass that we got upon red carpet.
Okay, fair enough. What had me hot this week was, I think it's Monday's episode.
Had to be.
Where Nina and Carly are fighting. Nina comes out on top. She and Carly end up on the floor. Nina is on top of Carly, and they are fighting. And then Nina, because Nina crazy, Nina reaches over and picks up a candle in a glass jar, and like she's about to bash Carly's head in with this candle. She's so furious. And then Jocelyn, WSB trained agent, mind you, comes into the room. Me don't know what kind of training them have, because I have to tell you, as a martial artist, and I'm using the term artist very loosely because I saw a video myself. It's not very artful, but anyways. But the way she tried to apprehend Nina and twist her arm behind the back was so awkward.
It was
so very awkward. It made me angry. Like,
no,
my
I hear
whole
that.
insides got hot. I was like, Joss.
Because, like, even me who doesn't know martial arts or self-defense that well, I looked at how Joss was holding Nina, and I'm like, Nina, step on her foot. Like, or take your other arm near her, like, because I think her other arm was free. I can't tell you for sure. I had to have to go back and watch. But, you know, take your other arm, elbow her in the ribs, something. Bash your head back, something.
Even before we got there, the way she was trying to restrain Nina, never mind that Nina was restrained. When she was trying to restrain Nina, Nina's hand was in front of her body, and Joss reached around the front of her body trying to bring her arm back.
You could just put her without.
Yeah, exactly. And she was trying to pull the arm back, obviously without hurting the actress. But it was just so awkward. I don't know who did the choreography of that scene.
I don't know.
Y'all need to work on your stuff.
But my thing also, too, is you clearly know you're going to have to do this restraint scene. Restraint scene. Because I was like... But it's like, if you know, it's like, okay, she's going to come up behind you, grab your arm, and, you know, twist it behind your back. It's like, if you know she's going to do it, you can easily... The minute you feel her hand on your arm... Just go with the motion so it looks more fluid in her in that. But it wasn't.
I think Joss missed a cue or cued too early. Because there were points where the hand was in the right place and Joss just completely missed it. So that's fine. You know, I don't need to dwell more on that. It was awkward. It was bad. As somebody who does combat, it was not good.
You're just not having it.
No, I'm not having it.
All right.
You know, like Jason's fight scenes, they're on point. They're on point. I sit down and I analyze them. It's like, yes, elbow strike, knee strike, whatever. This, nope.
Pitiful.
WSB,
pitiful.
Your training program sucks.
Pitiful. It's like, Vaughn, whatever you taught her was not.
He taught her how to bob and weave.
Clearly.
He did teach her how to break fall. Well.
All right. You had another what had me hot moment.
I do.
Which also kind of also had me hot, but you put this down.
I did. It's Drew. I don't know if to call it puppeteering, but I guess it ultimately boils down to insecurity.
Okay.
Man up, Drew. Really and truly, you're doing these things. For me, it's just showing you insecurity. It's making me mad. So, you know, basically showing up in the bathroom with, like, Willow, you know, if Willow gets too far out of range, like, do you lose the Bluetooth signal where you're whispering in her ear? Like,
right,
what's happening?
Because I also very much agree with this statement that was said later on when Drew and Willow asked to speak with Carly. Mm-hmm. And Carly had said this to Willow and made a very good point. Like, Drew is speaking the entire time about, you know, the cussing and whatever. And then Carly just standing there silent. And when there's finally a pause and they're, like, asking Carly what she thinks, Carly immediately turns her head to Willow, addresses her, and says, you know, I'd really like for you to talk for yourself.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, because like the entire time that this entire situation has been going on with Drew, it's like, no, for real, Willow, you are your own person. You are not still at dawn of day. You can voice your opinions. You can voice your thoughts. You do not have to let this man speak for you.
Right, and then she did speak for herself, and she was very clear. She didn't like the answer that she got from Carly, and she stormed off in a huff like a 4-year-old. Okay, you know, I mean, and I recognize there was nothing more to be said, but she could have walked away gracefully. She didn't have to huff.
No.
So there's that. Every time Willow goes to speak, the ventriloquist shows up. It's just really weird.
It's moving on to our second segment. We have, what did you do that for? Who called for that?
Yep. For me, that's a who called for that. Why was Vaughn at the nurse's ball?
I agree.
Like, I'm just trying to figure out what connection are they trying to establish. Are we trying to now get him so that Carly's used to seeing him because he's going to be around Joss more? I'm not sure. It was weird.
It was. I'm like, are you like? I'm theorizing that the writers are going to have Joss and Vaughn end up in a relationship, and if not, then a situationship. But I agree. It's like, what was the point of you being there?
Yeah, or the appearance of a situationship.
Yeah, like just what?
And I can't believe
was,
I just said situationship.
But you
anyway.
know, but it's like, what is the point? Because it's like she's not working. And like she's having it. Like clearly, this is her day off, even though technically WSB's agents don't take days off. But clearly, she's doing something that has nothing to do with the WSB. Why are you there? Like, is it like the same situation when you have the ADA just being like new to town?
Yeah, she was there.
Yeah, it's just like she's new to town, so you know this is the first nurse's ball. So he's like, you know what? Why not check it out? Why not support? Kind of thing. But,
Yeah.
It would have made more sense for Brennan to be there than for him. Because again, Brennan could have escorted Carly and not been that. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
And it also would have made more sense for him to be near Joss because he's seeing Carly compared to Vaughn, who's just, I'm a random dude in town.
Agreed. And, you know, maybe that's another who called for that. Like, why was the ADA there? And she sees Sunny and Anna talking, and then she's in with her snide comments. Oh, that looks so intimate. There's so many things people could be talking about. Oh, because you guys are having a conversation, you must be plotting the next big coup.
Right. Which is, again, why I liked Sunny's comment. It's like, well, you know, Anna's daughter, Robin, was a big part of this, and our friend, Stone Kate, is the reason why this is all together. Maybe you should have done some research. Which I agree, because it's like, how you going to that thing you don't know what it's about? She's not on duty. She's allowed to talk to people. She's allowed to associate with people, and you don't have to interfere, get in the middle of that.
So that was just make it make sense. What do you do that for?
Yeah.
Sure. Comedy moment of the week. There were so many. I'm sure we're going to miss a bunch.
We are, but I know, okay, so I had two. I had more, but the two that I listed. So the first one is when Nina shows up at the rehearsal space to, you know, talk to Willow and find Sunny there, and then Willow leaves and everything. And she looks at Sunny, and she says to him, Sunny, Carly is a psycho B word, which, whatever.
Sister Sass would have told you to commit.
Yeah, but y'all going off, but you and you telling Uncle Sass and Auntie Sass I got a potty mouth on the podcast.
I didn't say it.
Somebody said I got a potty mouth on the podcast.
I told you that was the message that came back. But anyways, go on.
Anyway, so Nina tells this to Sunny, and Sunny hears this out of her mouth, and the reaction to Nina saying this was like he threw his body back slightly, most definitely his head, and shook his head and had this look of, wow, did not think I'd ever hear that. But it's kind of like, Sunny, why are you reacting like this? It's not like this is the first time you've ever heard someone call Carly a witch.
Yep.
Like, what? Not like you haven't gone and called people out their name. Like,
hey.
What? I assume it was more in the sense of you didn't expect Nina to say it the way she said it.
The intensity
of it, I don't know. But come on, Sunny. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And then my second comedy moment of the week that I listed was, so unfortunately, Molly had gone to the nurse's ball and she was waiting for her mom and Christina to show up. But we know they didn't show up because because Alexis and Crazy Christina were dealing with Crazy Christina's actions. So Molly was there by herself. And so Cody shows up and sees Molly alone and was like, come on, we're going to go in together. And, you know, we're going to walk the red carpet. Because, of course, the writers are trying to set them up, which is understandable. So
No, it's not. Because she's still in a domestic partnership with TJ. But go on.
TJ is MIA. For all we know, he dead.
I know.
So, you know, if he dead, null and void. Moving on. So, they walk the red carpet. Nina and Drew are talking with them and trying to get some information and whatnot and how they met and if they're an item. And just Molly's kind of like, not really wanting to answer the questions. And Cody's being like, oh yeah, we met when she prosecuted me and all of this and all of that. And then finally they get to the photo shoot area. And just the way Cody is behaving and taking these photos, and then he grabs Molly and is like, prom pose, where he stands behind her, wraps his arms around her waist, and she's leaning against him, and she's just like, because really she's just like, this is so awkward and weird, but it's just like Cody is trying to make her have fun and just like loosen up a bit. So it was really sweet and just really funny.
Oh my goodness.
And I realized I actually listed the third, which was just the start of the week when Nina and Drew got the call, I'm assuming from Lucy, to host the Nurses Ball red carpet. And this is happening at the same time, so they're kind of giving a split screen of their conversation on the phone, and both of them are like, no, I will not do it. I'm not going to do it. I will not do it. And the next scene, standing at the Nurses Ball, hello everybody, welcome to the Nurses Ball. I'm your host, Nina Reams, and this is my co-host, Drew. I'm sorry, is it Quartermain or Kane these days?
Make it sassy.
And he says, oh, it's definitely Quartermain. And I'm like, not for long and not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so those are my 3 comedy moments of the week. But Mom is obviously going to list off more.
No, because I think they're probably going to the Make It Sassy, to be honest.
Oh, that's fair.
So that's fine. Do we want to talk about, did you have a Delulu of the week?
Probably Portia thinking she could have gotten away with not telling Curtis. Because she kept saying, it's like, it was a hospital matter. I didn't want to bring you into it. And it's like, girl, you really are delusional. Keep telling yourself that. So I guess Portia tried to convince herself and Curtis that the initial blackmail was just a hospital matter, and it's just like, girl, stop.
Yeah, definitely. I'll agree with that. You know what? I'm going to take a minute to give myself an atta girl. Because everything I called out this week happened. And it's not that it was predicted, but it's as the week was unfolding, I was saying, it's going to go down like this, and you kept telling me I was wrong, and I was right, every time.
Hey, at least I was right about that end. At least I got right about that.
Because you said that wasn't going to happen this week.
No, I was right that it was going to happen. I just wasn't. I said it was either going to happen on Monday or it was going to happen, but I didn't expect it to happen today. Like, because like I said, I'd be surprised if it happened today, but I'm expecting it for Monday.
And I said you are wrong. It's happening today, and I was right. And with the Tracy getting arrested, I was right about that too. So I'm just going to be like nanny boo boo.
In fairness, on the Tracy thing, as I said, it didn't make sense. I truly expected Mac to come in and have Portia arrested on the red carpet. It just made sense.
And what did I say to you? I said, Drew never does the thing that makes sense. He does what gets him what he wants. I don't know why having Tracy arrested gets him what he wants, but it was the only thing to me that made sense for Drew to do, and I was right.
Anyway.
Sorry. Just because I'm always so wrong. So that's why I'm taking such pleasure in it this time.
Remember, I'm going to be taking care of you in your old age.
You better stop.
Okay. Moving on. So we've gone through What Had Me Hot. We've gone through What'd You Dat For and Comedy Moments of the Week. We've gone through Kesakaka Delulu of the Week. Do you want to move on to Hero and Villain of the Week or the Make It Sassy?
Well, we can just try to make it sassy right quick. There's not enough detail, but the one thing that I do remember that just, oh my goodness, this made my belly hurt. I was laughing so hard. Was after Jason abandoned Tracy at the police station.
Yep.
And Max says, we're not running a taxi service. He says, but you know what?
You're in luck.
The number 8 bus runs right outside this precinct and walks off.
And the look on Tracy's face was like, how?
Wow.
Like, she was in shock. She was like, because she couldn't believe that someone just said, take public transportation.
Audacity. People are so sick of Tracy and her
really
mess.
They really are.
I love it.
They really are.
So much sass on the red carpet.
Carly, Joss.
Yeah. Drew was trying to needle Carly about the custody battle. Carly
Nina
wasn't having it. When Trina and Kai came in.
Yeah.
And, they were Nina was trying to introduce them, and then Drew came from wherever he was.
It's like, Kai Taylor!
Stood in front of Trina and blocked her as he's talking to Kai. And, of course, as usual, making it all about himself, and then Trina kind of popping out from behind. That made me laugh.
But, oh my goodness, when... Who did Joss walk in with? She walked in with Gio. She walked in with Gio because Emma walked in with
her
Anna.
Grandmother. Yeah.
Right. So... Oh my goodness. First, also, I want to get into the fashion a little later because the Nurses Ball fashion, I think, is always good. Joss had come in with Gio. Gio was excited for the Nurses Ball and everything. Mm-hmm. And, of course, they're asking questions. Joss started making a comment, and I honestly thought this comment was towards Nina. Mm-hmm. I really did, because I kind of missed some key points, but I really thought it was towards Nina when it was actually directed towards Drew. But she looked at Nina and she said... I know we've had our differences in the past, but I'm so sorry you got stuck with him as a co-host, or just
the
whatever.
Right?
And Nina's just standing there, like kind of like, oh, and Drew's just kind of like, which is why I thought it was directed at Nina. Oh my goodness!
And then Nina's come back, someone's like, "Well, you're just as spicy as your mother."
Because
Joss is like, "Thank you,"
and she walks off.
That was awesome.
Previously, Carly had come in. And, was standing in between the two. And for a moment, I really thought that there'd be, like, a little more civility, at least between Nina and Carly, even though they had their tiff not too long ago.
Kind of was.
Right? Because I'm like, yes, you're angry at Nina, especially with what's going on right now. But we all know Drew is the problem. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But even still, Carly threw her shade at both of them, but more so Drew.
Yeah. The only thing for me that was really missing from the red carpet... At least that I would have liked to see. I appreciate that they kept it classy-ish, but for their words, was, a lot of the women were coming in and Drew went to touch them, put his hand on their back or whatever. I really just wanted to see them just lean away, like just make that so apparent.
Right. Oh my goodness.
That would have given me such joy. But I understand why they wouldn't do that.
Agreed. I want to say there was someone else, but I don't think so.
That's okay. It'll come up in conversation, I'm sure.
It will.
So why don't we just go straight to Villain of the Week, or do you want to talk about your fashion now?
Actually, no, because I thought of this really, really quickly. Ahead. And it kind of ties back to Comedy Moment of the Week. There was a point where, actually, the Nurses Ball was just starting. Mm-hmm. And Lucy was up on stage being like, all right, guys, we're going to get ready for the Nurses Ball. It's going to be exciting. And literally not 2 seconds later, do you hear an ah in the back? And I thought it was a baby. And I was like, why is there a baby? And then I played it back again. And I'm like, okay, no, that sounded more like an actual person rather than, well, not to say that a baby isn't a person, but more of a grown person. Mm-hmm. And then so we come back from commercial and she's like, okay, so everything's fine. Someone just got a little too close to the llama, and let's just say they won't be doing that again. And it's like, that makes more sense.
I need to look up what is the significance of the llama, because this is not the first year.
It's not.
They've had the llama at the Nurses Ball. It's
no.
Like, why?
I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure they did have it at the 2023 Nurses Ball.
Yeah. It's like, why do you keep bringing back the llama? What is that about?
Right.
The other comedy, is more when we get into the performances now. So it's Tracy having been arrested. Apparently, Spinelli stepped in for Tracy. Boots are made for walking with their pink boots, pink hats. Like,
oh no! Yeah, I remember.
That was hilarious. I don't even know. I can't even tell you.
Sorry. Okay.
That for me, that was a comedy moment.
The look of love.
Oh, Chase! Come on, give me a good '80s tune every time. They were so hammy and campy. Go ahead.
All right.
Talk about it.
Chase, wonderful. Your moves. I felt there were times where I thought you were about to break your ankles, but, He
was channeling Elvis.
He was. For your pips, the background singers being Cody, Isaiah Gannon, and Dante, let's just say they were each a different level of emphasis, of...
Skill?
Not even skill, just enthusiasm.
Oh.
Like Cody was putting in effort. He was like, yeah, I'm into this. Like, it's the look of love. Like he's putting 100%. Gannon was giving more 50%. He wasn't putting as much as Cody, but he was definitely putting more than Dante. Dante was a straight 0. Dante was doing these moves like he didn't want to be there. And the only props I can give to Dante, aside from the fact that he wanted to be there, was sometimes the looks on his face. Like he's like he had this stoic but mysterious looks like, yeah. Like, but aside from that, it's just like, Cody was just being extra. Gannon was actually putting in, like, I think the right amount of I am a background performer.
Yep.
So he was doing that perfectly, and then Dante just like, sir, why are you here? Just get off the stage. Just be gone. But oh my goodness. There was also something that Gannon did that you just busted out laughing.
Oh, well, he had his eyebrow going all the time.
No, but he did a move, and you just busted out like, what was that?
Listen, because Gannon was, sometimes it was 50%, sometimes it was 0. I was like, sir, where is your rhythm? Where is your rhythm? I can't remember. Okay, but I think that was my favorite performance.
Aside from Gio?
No, including Gio.
Okay.
Because it was 80s, it's ABC, it's a song I enjoy, and like I said, they hammed it up like nothing. Between Chase and Cody and Gannon's eyebrow, I was fully into that. I'm going to go back and watch that later.
That's fair.
Dante, you know what? Work on your performance.
Agreed. I will also say, though...
you perform like you police. Not at all.
I'm questioning how many times they did that scene, because Chase had barely started singing and dancing, and man was already covered in glistening sweat.
The lights on the stage are hot.
I get that. Believe me, I've been in my own, production multiple times. You don't sweat that much from being on the lights for 2 seconds. Which is why I'm asking how many times did y'all tape this? Because someone needs to get that man a washcloth to wipe his brow. He was shiny like what?
Ooh.
But let we can move on to the villain and hero of the week. So,
okay. Oh, so you didn't want to talk more about the performances at the Nurses Ball as we were there? No? You want to go on to villain and hero?
Well, I can, if you'd like.
No, I thought you had more to say about Gio's performance. I thought you had more to say about the kids. Okay.
I'm
talking about Gio performance number 1.
Yeah, I recognize. Mm-hmm. In terms, I'm gonna go with the kids first. In terms of the kids, okay, I get their kids.
Tread carefully.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I get their kids. They're not gonna sing on key. They're not gonna be in sync. They're not gonna have the moves right. I get that. I very much get that. And I also get, because they're kids, auto-tune was needed. Because the auto-tune was strong.
I didn't think so, but that's okay.
The only time the auto-tune wasn't really strong, I would say, is when Georgie was singing.
Okay.
And ever so slightly, it wasn't as strong with James. Mm-hmm. Scout, I would also say, was closer to James. Like, they didn't use the auto-tune much for her, but I could definitely hear it more.
Okay.
But when it came to Donna, and I'm so sorry, Wiley. I'm so sorry. Because Wiley is adorable. But... that poor boy opened his mouth, and
it's almost like he got hit by puberty. The warbling and the cracking. I mean, it happens.
It does, and it was just like, I was like, oh, I knew something was gonna happen. I'm like, y'all are kids, but I can't wait till y'all are older and actually, have a lot more practice.
Sure. Yeah, and actually, I think. So the performance that I enjoyed the most was The Look of Love. The best performance, the best executed, I think,
was Joss and Trina's.
Yeah. I think they sang beautifully.
I like it better. Excuse me. I like their performance better than the last Nurses Ball performance they did. Mm-hmm. I don't, because it's very clear, because we knew this, that when they had done the Nurses Ball in 2023, because apparently they did not do one in 2024. I don't know why or what went on then, but they were supposed to do a specific song. I don't remember what song they were supposed to do, but then last minute they had switched it. So I don't know what was going on, if it was like they didn't pre-record it or what, but something went on, and it wasn't great.
You did not enjoy it.
I did not enjoy it. This one was much better. It showcased their talents a lot better. It was more heartfelt, especially after the explosion that happened before. And I think it really, I think it just really helped some of the characters, especially with what they're going through now with the whole explosion of identities. Mm-hmm. And it's like a little reminder. It's like, no matter what, I'll be there for you kind of thing. But, whoa.
Okay, cool.
As for one, Giovanni Palmieri Falconeri Quartermain, Cerulo Quartermain. I'm like, this boy got so many names now.
Only because you just gave them to him.
I did.
Sure.
Well, also, whichever.
Go on. Tell the people.
General Hospital. I would like to thank you because you did not let me down when, even though I did not write you any heavily worded emails or letters, but you knew what you were doing. You let this boy showcase the talents that he is known for on those basketball courts. Gio came in on that red carpet, said he's doing something a little different tonight, and I knew that boy was about to bust a beat, and he busted a beat so well.
Well, see, now that's where it lost me because I didn't hear the beat.
Okay,
I was looking for the bass line. It wasn't there. So that's why Gio did not top it for me. But
fair enough.
But he delivered.
My point is like, aside from your little knees, because you be bending them knees a lot, and I'm like, oh, your poor knees. I'm like, I'm gonna have that on loop for a while.
Yeah,
because that was good.
But I will say, that whole reveal and Giovanni, his performance, and then the smashing and of the violin and all that, and all the emotion that he showed just there. For me, I think this young man is, based on that, a very good actor. I hope he sticks around GH for a while. I want to see more of him. We'll see how that continues to play out.
Yeah.
You know? But that, again, daytime Emmy. Yes, please.
Yep.
Okay, let's break it down some more. You want to go villain or hero first?
Oh, let's just go with villain because we all know the villain's Lulu.
I mean, as I've been saying for weeks, Lulu.
Because really,
everything,
right?
Lulu.
So really, this week there wasn't, I would say, a concrete villain. Like there really wasn't anyone who's like stood out the most. But really, it's like because you got Drew, but Drew really didn't do anything aside from frame Tracy.
It had to be Lulu,
right?
Because that path of destruction. Oh my goodness!
And as Carly said, it's like no one knows you set this train in motion, but you better get off the damn tracks before you get run over.
Yeah, because once talk to Dante, go talk to Dante and let him know that you were the one that had it come out like this.
Because
you embarrassed him on national TV.
Because I can tell you, nobody knows right now. Nobody knows that you were involved, save for Cody and Gio and Lois.
Oh, people know.
No. In the sense of nobody knows that she's the one who told and let this blow up. Aside from Cody, Lois, and Gio, because Gio heard him.
And Carly, because Carly figured it out. But you don't think Brooklyn's going to put that piece together very quickly?
Oh, Brooklyn will put it quickly.
Chase? You don't think Chase is going to put that together very quickly?
But let me get my sentence out. It's very clear Brooklyn's going to figure it out. No question about that. But until then, nobody knows that Lulu had anything to do with it aside from Carly, Gio, Lois, and Cody. Mm-hmm. And so far, and Carly's not going to throw her cousin under the bus. Gio isn't going to throw her under the bus, as you're saying. She's going to. Lulu is going to drag Cody under the bus.
Go back. Did you say Gio is not going to throw her under the bus?
No, I said Cody is not going to drag her under the bus.
Okay.
I believe Gio will throw Lulu under the bus because he's going to say, "I heard you were talking with Lulu. I heard her say it." Mm-hmm. And Brooklyn might walk in and hear Gio say that, which is how she's going to be like, "I done knew it." And then later go cuss her out in front of Dante. So that's what I'm like. You
know what? I'm not sure that Brooklyn's gonna confront Lulu.
She's at this point. I don't know how not. She's already blown up the secret, so might as well do it in front of the people.
No, and that's exactly why. I think Brooklyn's just gonna be like, you know what? We knew she was gonna do it. She done did it. What is the point of going to confront her now? Because Lulu is so arrogant. Lulu's going to walk herself in and start the confrontation. I don't think it's going to initiate from Brooklyn's side.
You know what? I don't know why I'm fighting you because you've been... I know I tend to predict things right as I've done with Michael, but
Because Lulu will not be able. She's arrogant like Drew is arrogant. She's not going to be able to stand to not see the fallout. It's like the criminal who returns to the scene of the crime. She wants to see what happens.
Hence why she wants to find Dante.
Exactly.
All right.
And I'm hoping that Rocco is not going to thank her for it either.
When he finds out that he has a brother and his mom was responsible for that coming out, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But I do think he'll be delighted that he and Gio are brothers.
Oh, for sure.
I do think that.
Oh, for sure. Like, Rocco and Gio are not going to hold anything against each other just for being brothers.
No, for sure not. So, yeah. And like you said, I mean, there really is no other villain. There could not be any other. She was so far ahead. Like, how many times was she warned? I hope her mother come and take her to task. Because, oh my mercy.
I honestly wish they could have, because I know we had Elizabeth in the last episode, and I was like, why are you here? No one cares about you, Elizabeth. You got a broken leg. No one cares. But I really would have liked it if what they kind of had done is you did have the people who were at home and couldn't be there, and you just, like, they all are witnessing Gio's reaction. But especially the people who kind of it matters most. So in this case, you kind of got Michael. But again, Michael would have been calling Jason about this anyway, so he would have lied and not seen it. But you got Laura sitting there because, like, oh. And it's like, oh, that's horrible. And put the pieces together because it's Laura. And then whoever else.
Yeah. And to your comment about nobody cares about Elizabeth.
Danny, maybe, because Danny.
Sure. But nobody cares about Elizabeth. Elizabeth kind of had to be there. And I think that's why we didn't see her until the very end, because she's kind of the heart of the nurses.
Again,
right?
which I get,
we
but
didn't
it's
get
like,
Epiphany,
right?
So.
But it's still kind of like,
yep. Okay.
Sorry. There was one more comedy moment I forgot. It was Cody during the look of love, and he did this weird and looked and was, I guess, looking at Molly or whatever, but Molly busted out laughing. I just remembered that. So.
Okay, so do we want to talk about people's reactions, or you want to just go right to Hero of the Week and then talk about fashion? Because I'm cognizant of the time we have left in the podcast, and I don't want all of it to end up on the chopping room floor.
Right. I would like to talk about people's reactions very briefly.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone was shocked at Gio's revelation. Everyone was shocked, surprised, heartbroken, confused, and just flabbergasted.
I liked, I was just really surprised at Dante turning to look at Brooklyn, but I mean, I guess who else could he possibly have turned to look at? Because she was the mother, so, you know. Olivia did what Olivia does. Olivia just went weepy, weepy. She could not be consoled. She would just sobby, boo-hoo, and even when the kids were performing, there was a camera pan to her, and she practically had her head at the table.
Right.
She sobbing so hard. Just...
I will say, I did appreciate how so Sunny, Olivia, and Ned are all in the hallway. Chase comes out, and they look at Chase, it's like, is this true? And he was going to answer, it's like, that's a question for Brooklyn, and she said, no. Is this, like, this involves our family. Is this true? And she was kind of like,
I mean,
yeah.
And it was the right question, because Chase did not look like aghast, flabbergasted, shocked, or anything like that. So clearly he was aware.
Oh,
and
I figured out to make it make sense.
I liked when everybody's sitting in the audience reacting, and Brooklyn was just like, you know, because we all know Brooklyn had no idea Gio was her kid.
That's why I'm so pissed
when she
that
finally kind of collected herself.
She got up?
No, she looked at Chase, and Chase was like, go. You know?
I am a little upset that Lulu just didn't look at... Like, I know she wasn't expecting it, but I'm still surprised she didn't look at Brooklyn, like, ever so slightly, like, kind of turn her head to see at the corner of her eye, or just full on look at her.
Because Lulu was doing what Lulu does. Lulu was covering her backside. She can't look at nobody. She got to pretend to be as shocked as everybody else.
Fair enough.
And as she was, I mean, because she didn't expect to come out that way. It's like, once you got the horse out the barn, you can't control where the horse goes unless you have it on a lead.
Fair enough.
So...
My make it make sense now is Dante asking Chase if he knew where Brooklyn went, and we're just like, the man was on stage.
Oh, yeah.
He was nowhere near that woman. How is he going to know where she went? And as I said, sure, she could have texted him, but in the moment like this, she ain't texted nobody. Probably her mom to be like, what is going on? What is happening? Where are you? Where's Gio? Kind of,
Yeah.
But she's not texting Chase to be like, I'm in the lounge.
Right. And then we had Ned's reaction. Ned, I don't know why I didn't foresee Ned's reaction. That one caught me off guard.
Ned's reaction was a lot more calmer than I thought it would be.
Yeah, he's just confused. He's just like, my daughter went through something massive.
And I didn't know about it.
I didn't know about it. Like, what does that say about me as a parent? That she didn't feel she could tell me.
I like how Chase says, I think it's because she didn't want to disappoint you or you to be mad or whatever or hurt you.
Yeah.
And then Ned is like, is that what Brooklyn thinks or is that what Lois made her think? And it's like, you have to ask Brooklyn.
Everybody's ready to throw Lois under the bus.
It's like, you have to ask Brooklyn these questions.
Absolutely.
You can't just go based off another person. Just because Chase is her husband does not mean he knows what is going on in her head.
But clearly he was aware. Which I think they actually established. So because so much was going on, I don't even remember who said what to who when.
No, but Ned said, based on the fact that you're acting like this or you're answering the question means she told you, and I'm glad she could confide in you, but why couldn't she tell me?
Absolutely.
Right. So lastly, we have Hero of the Week for our categories.
Yep. And for me, that was Sunny. Mm-hmm. I think Sunny was very level headed. It's like, first of all, let Dante deal with it. Mm-hmm. We don't all need to be in there. Which I think is probably a good thing. Like, I'm of two minds because it was so massive.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of want everybody to hear the same information at the same time and comfort one another. But, yeah. I mean, Dante's probably the first one who should know he's a father and what exactly happened and why it happened. Mm-hmm. And then Sunny further went on to say, you know, Dante knows that we're here for him to support him if he needs it. And then he looked at Chase and said, and the same is true for you in Brooklyn. Right. Which I really appreciated because, you know, sure, that might apply to Ned, but doesn't necessarily apply to Sunny and Olivia because they're Dante's parents. And so depending on what they think Brooklyn knows or didn't know, right, it could be divisive, right? Like the same way Lulu's like, Brooklyn knew. I am pretty confident, like 98% confident Brooklyn knew. It's like, yeah, too bad you're off by 98%.
Yeah, and that's the thing that pisses me off. She's like, she says she's confident. It's like, no, you're assuming. Just like how Cody assumed that Brooklyn terminated her pregnancy. It's like, you didn't ask no damn questions.
Why would Cody ask any questions? It wasn't his business.
No, but it's like there was. I feel like he had a conversation. He had a conversation later with Brooklyn, obviously, because it's like you didn't tell Dante anything, and not even be like it's none of my business, but like, what did you ever just end up deciding to do? It's like, and she could just it's like, you know what, I actually rather not talk about it. And you can still go on with the assumption, but it's like,
but you started off exactly the right way. I know it's none of my business. If you're starting a sentence with I know it's none of my business, then don't continue the sentence. It's none of your business. You know that. That's how I feel. And I'll tell you what, if somebody came to me and started a sentence with I know it's none of my business, my response is not going to be any kind of mannerly. It's not, because if I wanted you to know, I would have told you.
Fair enough.
And I think that's where Cody went. And that's why he went with the assumption. She didn't talk about it. I didn't see no child.
Rather than just being like, I didn't see a kid, it's like, I'm going to go with, you know what? She terminated it. Rather than, it's possible she had termination or she gave it up. But I don't know which one she did. So I'm not going to assume one or the other.
Yeah, well,
so that's what bugs me. It's like, rather than just keep an open mind to whatever the situation could be, you're just like, nah.
Why? He's a teenage boy at the time. What difference did it make to his life? Which again is the point he made to Dante. We were teenagers. What's it to do with me? Well, she didn't have a child. Why am I telling you? Again, nothing to do with me. She asked me to drive her to the bus. I drove her to the bus. I gave her $20. Bye. That's what teenagers do, right? There's that. I had something else in mind, but the train left the station. Hopefully it comes around again.
So, quickly on fashion.
Yes.
Carly's dress, I want it. Joss's dress, I want it. Emma.
Even with the flower on the wrong side of the slit?
I can always take that off.
That was your comment, not mine, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't. I as much as I love Joss's dress, there was one flower on the opposite, like on a slit, on one of the slits. It should have followed the flow. Mm-hmm. You could have put that like on the lobe, or like after the last one, because it's kind of level with another one, or you could have just not added it. But it's like, mm-hmm. But yeah. So Carly and Joss's dresses, I want it. Joss's dress during her performance was good.
Mm-hmm. As was Trina's.
Yeah.
I really like the dress Trina had on her.
It was so much better than the one she wore to the thing.
They put Trina in these
Pinks.
fuchsias.
No, stop putting her in pink. At least stop putting her in
jewel tone.
Stop putting her in like hot pinks, bright pinks, dark kind of fuchsia
maybe
pinks.
she likes them, but I don't like
they
them
don't
for
match
her.
her skin tones. No.
Who's in the costuming department? No.
As much as I like Willow's dress,
it was too much.
It was like you're going to a ball. It's like you're not. Well, okay. Not a different kind of ball. Different kind of ball. Like Prince Charming kind of ball. That's the kind of like prom dress kind of. No, she too flashy.
And who else? Somebody else was wearing a dress that I really quite liked.
Portia just looked like she got on the same dress.
Oh, you started talking about Emma's dress, which neither of us really liked because of the sleeves.
Right. It's like I liked it, but the sleeves were not it. Anna's dress was good. I don't remember Felicia's, but I think Felicia's was good.
I don't remember.
I like how there was just random, the guys just got into a meeting, said we're going to wear these nice fancy pins. I don't, there's just some kind of consensus, hive mind.
So, talking about that, who? Because I only saw the two. I only saw Gannon and Curtis. I didn't see anybody else with a pin. I feel like
there was someone else with a pin, but I could be wrong.
And Gannon had a dragon, which was kind of nifty.
Right.
And Curtis had like a flower rose or something like that. Maybe a poppy. So, but they were just big.
I feel like someone else had one, but again, I can't tell you for sure.
Dante wore the same suit he wore every time, which reminds me, you were ragging on somebody for wearing the same dress, and I'm like...
Yes, Portia.
Was it Portia?
Portia got the same dress.
And I was just thinking, hello... You need to look up. Tiffany had she was on a red carpet somewhere, and somebody gave her grief about wearing the same dress, and she's like, "Listen, lady, I paid money for this dress. I'm going to wear it as often as I like."
No,
and I'm like, yes, absolutely. Okay. Just because you're a celebrity.
Okay, no,
so I recognize Nurse's Ball.
I hear that, but come on, Portia.
And I'm not even sure it's the same dress, but they always have her in the same types of sparkly dresses. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. You could absolutely be right.
Right. Olivia's dress. There were. I think it was like the ruffle on one, where it was like on the one arm, because I know one was hanging off her shoulder. So the one that was more on her shoulder, I was like, okay, maybe not that part, but the rest of your dress is gorgeous.
Okay.
Oh, maybe it was Ned who was wearing it. No, it wasn't Ned.
Yep. Lucy had the fashion going on. There was just the one dress that she came out
looking like she got like the
sandbags on the side, which she said was probably a bow. And that was just after Gio's thing.
That was a questionable choice.
And then there's the other one that we were talking about. We looked at it that looked like it was supposed to give like a nude illusion. Like we were seeing like her ribs and her legs. But I think it was just I think it was just an illusion. I don't think it was like mesh or anything like that.
I remember. I did like Jordan's dress.
Yeah, Jordan had a nice dress on. Yeah.
Yep. I did.
And I like Tracy's outfit. She was wearing, and I did not like Brooklyn's pantsuit.
I'm sorry, Brooklyn. That one was a mistake. Yeah. I am hot because Blaze did not show up.
Well, we talked about what had me hot. You missed your opportunity. You left it alone. We were talking about fashion.
I was not mad at Lulu's dress, but I didn't like the sleeves on her dress.
I didn't like Lulu's dress at all. From the guys, did not like. I was gonna say Cameron Matheson. Drew's outfit,
obviously,
right? He's always wearing these skinny things. I don't care for it. Sidwell looks okay, but I feel like we've seen him in that purple jacket before.
I thought it was green, but okay.
Oh, maybe it was. Maybe it's the same style. Maybe it's the same style. Like I said, Dante, we saw him in that before. Chase always looks good.
I
did not like the shiny. Yes, Molly looked good.
I didn't like Christina's. Christina's dress. I was like, what are you wearing?
I didn't mind it. I thought it was all right. Although it was funny in the neck.
Yeah, because it was a square cut.
And I know we've lost half of our listeners because they're like, we don't care about no fashion.
But yeah, it was a square cut. It felt like, because especially with the way it was like, the hoop of the skirt of the dress just went. It didn't even flow. It just went like it just
like a potato sack.
No, I guess it's like if you take like a paper sandwich bag, like and you just like fill it with air and then you just stand it on the table upside down. That's how it was standing. There was no movement to this dress. It was like, it's like she had a hoop skirt under it, but there was no.
But there's no hoop.
There's no hoop. It's like I look at this dress and I picture like if you aged Christina down, and she was, I guess, like an elementary student kind of thing. That's how I picture this dress. It's like, this belongs on an elementary kid. I didn't like it at all.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? I don't even know how to say her name. Whitey.
Oh.
I don't like the way I said that.
No.
But anyway, the Australian singer that performed.
Edie.
Okay.
Edie.
I don't know that I would have gotten there.
I only remembered it because I was like, what did Lucy say? She said Edie.
Okay.
I enjoyed the song.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
Cool.
But I will say this quickly because we are over time.
Okay.
I predicted Michael's arrival and how he'd show up. I just predicted it for the wrong day. Because I said, I'm like, you know what's going to happen? Because it's like, Michael needs to show up. How's it going to happen? And it's like, oh, the kids got to perform. So I'm like, how's it going to happen? You're going to have all the kids come out. Kid's going to be finished. Wiley, and whatever their performance will be in the front. He'll see Michael. Michael will kind of slink through the doors and he'll shout Daddy and run up to him. And let me tell you, that's pretty much what happened. And the faces. I saw Drew's face first. Drew just kind of went, Nina didn't notice Michael until he walked past her. She stopped clapping in shock, looked over at Willow kind of looking at Michael, looking over at Willow, looking over at Nina, looking back at Michael. Carly, Sunny, and Jocelyn all staring at Michael like, who the hell is this? Because really, it kind of is a who the hell is this? Because really, he ain't the same person. But also just oh my God, he's standing here before us like nothing happened. Oh my God. And then he walked out with his son, and I basically like, yup.
Indeed.
So,
yep.
Monday cannot come fast enough.
Indeed. All right. Any predictions or anything like that?
No. I'm just...
Okay. The one thing I would like to see out of this custody battle, given that Michael left with Wiley.
Yes.
What I would love to see, I know this ain't gonna happen, but I would love to see, so he goes home with Wiley, he will leave Amelia with Willow, because Wiley is not her child, even though she adopted him legally.
Right. Biologically, no. Biologically,
exactly.
She's his aunt.
Right? So I would like to see him keep Wiley, and she does not get any kind of custody. I want to see him fight for that. I don't think a judge will go for it. And then 50-50 custody with Amelia.
Yeah. But what I love, though, is the fact that he's back and it's like, yes, present those custody terms that you presented to Carly. See what he'll say, because he won't say, he will not go for it. But also, what I really want to see is Willow say, bring up her visiting him in Germany and watching that fall out.
Yep.
Because he's going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't know you were in Germany.
Oh, absolutely. And the other thing that I'm really happy with this recast, by the way, the actor's name is Rory Gibson, who was last on, I think it was Young and the Restless I was reading. Let me just flip screens and I will tell you, but I'll keep talking while I wait for that to come up. So what I like about this guy is he actually looks like, first of all, I know you love the deep voice. He's like, we're going home. And I said to Baby Sass, the next thing I expected for him to say was, I'm Batman. Because it was just that kind of deep and gravelly.
Y'all don't know this about me, obviously, but I am a sucker for a guy with a voice, man. A sucker. Like, if you got a voice, my brain short circuits. I swear. And I might have to go back and listen to it again because it's just that...
Absolutely. So, just to give you a little bit of background or history. So, Roy Gibson was previously Noah Newman on The Young and the Restless from 2021 to 2023. And he has been watching General Hospital since he was a kid with his grandmother.
Hey!
So, welcome to the canvas. I love your entrance.
Indeed.
And what I like about the way he looks and the look on his face and the way the presence he came in with.
It looks like he can do some real damage.
Yes, exactly. Don't sneak peek what I told you before. But yes, this is the thing.
I'm just finishing your sentences like I do with my sister.
The previous actor, Chad Duell, kind of sort of had a baby face, but he just looked really nice. And so for me, I was always taken aback when he went scorched earth on people. And this guy,
he looks like he'll pull it off.
He has this look. It's like, yeah, I'll be all nicey.
He looks like a mobster son.
But definitely, you'll come at me with your little pew 6-shooter,
Right.
And I'm gonna let off all the nukes.
Right.
And I believe it. So I'm excited for this new actor. I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings.
Me too.
Maybe as Dante's brother, he'll go scorched earth on Lulu for revealing the secret.
Oh, I hope so.
I wouldn't mind that.
All I can say is, man looks like a mobster's son.
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave that alone. But yeah.
No, because compared to Michael, it really did look like a rich boy's kid.
Yep.
Compared to, like, no, you look like you were raised by a mobster.
100%. Sonny was wondering who we'd give the business to. Well,
no.
There's another. It's another possibility.
Just give it to Sidwell.
You just said he looked like a mobster's son. That is a storyline twist that could happen.
Just give it to Sidwell. Be done.
All right. Well, then, why don't we just all be done?
All right.
So come back next week where we will find more fallout from the nurses' ball.
Yeah.
And right here you will get a little more salt.
And a hell of a lot of sass thanks to Mace Weaves.
Have a great week, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.